Greetings and welcome, fellow Clashers. It's your host, Galadon. You're watching Clash Royale action. Thank you so much for stopping by. And if you don't know this one already, you should. This is definitely a big tip and a fundamental for learning the game Clash Royale. So this is for everybody that doesn't use this already. If you do, then hey, congrats, and you're more than welcome to go down in the comments and tell me how you already knew. But okay, we're talking about kiting, specifically pulling units away from your crown towers using whatever you can, but sometimes you can take it to extremes. So we're going to take a look at some battles here. This is a regular trophy hunting battle on Galadon gem, my gem-free, non-legendary having account. Supercell, are you listening? It's been like a year. Anyway, so yeah, still no legendaries on that account, but it's okay, I don't need them. I will battle away and do my best without them. And without gems, the only gems on this account right now are being used on tournaments for you guys, which I also hope Clash Royale is going to fix soon, but that's before I get off on another track. Okay, so we're talking about keeping units from targeting your crown towers, and more specifically, the ultimate kite, meaning you're going to drag that unit behind you, kind of like a kid running down the street with a kite pulling away in the wind, I guess is why they call it a kite. But we'll get there in a moment. Now here, I'm just using some basics. I've got tornadoes, he's got tornadoes, I don't know what's happening there, but we are keeping those elite barbarians away from the tower. Specifically, what we're going to be looking at here in a minute or so is the kiting of units that don't target buildings. Now, obviously, it's going to be tough to pull a unit away like a giant, a lava hound, but there are certain units that are going to chase after the nearest unit, like the giant skeleton. There you can see right there getting kept away from the tower with the skeletons. He goes down, and of course that bomb, which is so deadly, is going to detonate harmlessly away from everything, including away from the cannon, and that's going to help out as the cannon is going to remain for the next onslaught or push. So ideally, this is a kite that takes place using the Ice Golem. He's only 2 elixir. He is going to have a 1-track mind. He is never going to go after another unit, and that is part of the key to a successful kite or pulling a unit way off of its target, is to find a unit with a 1-track mind. So other than the Ice Golem, you could technically use a giant or a royal giant or even a hog rider, but ideally, again, for only 2 elixir, the Ice Golem is the absolute perfect card. And it's one of the reasons that I feel like the Ice Golem was one of the best cards ever, because he is unique in his ability to kite units away from your own towers. Well, at least unique in the fact that he's only 2 elixir, so he's a great value for getting it done. Struggling to get to my opponent's right tower, can't quite get a shot in there, that just missed, but we've got a lot of damage, and now it's just a matter of holding him off, keeping that giant skeleton away from my towers, and just getting another fireball and a half off on that right lane tower. In comes the bowler. He's going to be easily distracted by the cannon, and get ready for it. Momentarily, you're going to see the giant skeleton come in. Now right here, I planned this ahead. Seems like a good time, and we're going to find that sweet spot, that one tile right there. Check it out. X marks the spot, or with an arrow. There it is. Okay, so we drop the Ice Golem here. The Ice Golem is going to path to the left. You see that he's going to the left. And of course, the giant skeleton wants him. He's got a 1-track mind. He is slow. They're both slow. And watch the giant skelly just completely head out of the picture. No longer is the giant skeleton an issue. And I grab the right tower in overtime. Giant skeleton ends up way over there on the left-hand side. The ultimate kite. And you notice another key there was the left tower almost completely wiped out the giant skeleton while it was pacing. We are going to move on to another replay. This one coming to us from Iceman the Beast from FA Diamond. This is one of the full attack family of clans. This generally the number 2 clan next to full attack as far as trophies are concerned. You might notice that all of our clans are named after gemstones, and the diamond being the hardest, or the most expensive, anyway, that I know of. We also have Zirconia, which was supposed to be the cheapest, but that clan also turned out to be very solid. Anyway, let's get into the battle. Iceman the Beast, and he's going to pull off another one of these ultimate kites. Again, the fundamentals of distracting any unit are key, but the trick of taking a giant skeleton and redirecting it all the way around to the other lane, it completely takes it out of the battle for about 15-20 seconds, is honestly, to me, one of the coolest tricks in the game, although it can backfire. Now you guys need to realize if the opponent sees this happening, what you're basically doing is giving him a unit that could become part of a big opposite lane push. If you think about it, if this is ever done to you, the key is to get ready with a big opposite lane push, put some tanks, put something in front of that giant skeleton, and as he finally turns around after the Ice Golem goes down, you've got a monstrous push, and you've got that giant bomb. Even though the skeleton is badly damaged, if you protect him, he is going to make it all the way back to the other tower, unless, of course, your opponent kites him in the opposite direction, which, well, that's actually something I've never seen. Can anybody do that? I want to see if anybody can kite a giant skeleton across to one lane and then kite him back the other way. I'm guessing he'll probably get wiped out by the tower, but if you can do that, let me know. I also have seen units get kited in circles. If you guys can do that, share it with me. If I put you in a future video, you definitely get at least a tournament for your clan, and at best, who knows, maybe I'll come to your house and make you dinner. No, okay, let's move on. Here it is right there. Iceman to Beast has got the Ice Golem down, and it's kiting that giant skeleton all the way around to the opposite tower, all the way back home, all the way home, and there it is. Now, this time, the giant skeleton does turn around, but like I said, there's no big push coming from that side. Had this opponent maybe drop something else in front, then you could have seen an unfortunate turn of events for Iceman. Instead, giant skeleton, never a factor. There's an interesting defensive goblin barrel right there, trying to slow things down, trying to save this left tower. This is a close battle, you guys. The opponent there with 2 furnaces down. The Electro Wizard is down. The Hog Rider is stomped. The Princess and the Log take out the Electro Wizard. Scarmy is going to get incinerated by all of those fire spirits. Fireball takes out the Princess. Here comes the Goblin Barrel as time runs out. It is going to get zapped, and we're going to go into overtime. Princess finishes off the furnace. Here comes the Log and the Princess. Could that be enough? No, but in comes yet another Goblin Barrel. There it is. Airborne, and the Zap spell and the Wizard are both occupied, and that is it. Before the Fireball can get in there, Iceman to Beast drops the win, takes the tower down, throws up the good game, and gets a thumbs up from his opponent. So, hey, nice to see the good manners from both players. And we have time for one more battle. This is going to be from a recent draft challenge between Cameron from Full Attack and Mr. Chakaras from For the Horde. World of Warcraft reference. I was Alliance, just so you know. All right, so they're selecting their cards, and what you don't see is the opponent on the other side grabbing the giant skeleton, and we're going to see that in just a few seconds here. Another thing I'm a big fan of is the draft challenge, simply because it forces you to use cards that you're not going to see a lot of otherwise, and I think that's good. Keeps your skill on your toes. Okay, Cameron dropping the Ice Golem back in the back. Mr. Chakaras going out with the split archers, an advanced strategy, but he's already raging. Not sure what caused the rage there early on, but you never know. Okay, so the poison goes down. That's going to take out the Princess. Good fireball on the Wizard over there. He is not going to get a single shot on that tower, as he's going to get one-shotted as soon as he gets within range. Here he comes, and there he goes. All right, get ready for it, you guys. The Dark Prince is going to go down to counter the Miner, and this is what we're talking about, in that it's not just the giant skeleton that can be successfully kited. Watch the Dark Prince move in, and watch the magic square. There it was again, that exact spot, this time going to the right. That is going to pull the Dark Prince off, and watch him get fired upon by both towers. Not nearly as many hit points as the giant skeleton, and he's history. So, beautiful kite right there. 2 Elixir takes the Dark Prince out of the picture completely. But wait, there's more. Cameron is not done yet. Obviously, he's got the technique down to a science. In comes the Mini P.E.K.K.A, and it's going to get at least a shot or 2 off on the tower. Here comes another giant skeleton. And check it out. Wait for it. He's planning it. That's the spot. There it goes. That exact tile. That is going to pull off the giant skeleton. Even the fire spirits aren't enough to stop that Ice Golem. Now, it did turn the giant skeleton around sooner. He gets the well played, and check it out right there. 1 tile away. Yes, that giant bomb was 1 tile away as it got diggity dropped by that jiggity giant skeleton, and it would have been almost 1,000 damage, but Cameron had the knowledge or the confidence or the luck to know that that giant skeleton was not going to get there. All right, Dark Prince not going to get there either. The giant's going to pull him off. tank it. Here comes another giant skeleton. In the meantime, of course, Cameron has just devastated his opponent's left tower. In comes the miner, doesn't get the job done, but great fireball right there. Took out the archers and badly damaged the mini P.E.K.K.A. Both the wizard and the mini P.E.K.K.A. end up out in front of the giant skeleton, so no tank action there. And check out the giant drop. Beautiful kite right there. Beautiful distraction, pulling off the giant skeleton and the Dark Prince, and it pushes the giant skeleton this time. The reverse, it actually pushed the giant skeleton all the way back. One more time, here comes a daisy chain. He's got 3 units. It's a Clash Royale conga line that got kited off the mini P.E.K.K.A. to the opposite tower. That right there. Check it out. That mini P.E.K.K.A. got 2 shots on the tower. That would have destroyed the left tower. Instead, Cameron clutches the win because he's going to take this tower down with... Okay, so he hasn't clutched the win yet. There's the win. But come on, you guys. That was one of the most awesome kites I've ever seen. 3 units pulled off of their job. Great win from Cameron of Full Attack. And that is going to wrap up this Ultimate Kite episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for liking, for leaving your comments down below, for subscribing, and for checking me out on Beam.pro. Get ready for an amazing rest of 2017. See you guys again tomorrow. Full Attack.
Galadon, your attempts to be hip are criggity cringy.